coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I'll tell you why I love DrudgeReport.com. I'm sitting in here with my writers and reporters that are in the U.S. and my writers in England in a conference call 10 minutes before the show. And I said, look at this Breitbart article on Drudge with the secret document confirmed accurate out of the U.S. Border Patrol Secret Committee. Leaked CBP report, the highest level of the Border Patrol, showing entire world exploiting open U.S. border. Buried in the report is dozens of people caught in the last month sneaking in from Ebola-stricken countries. I literally look at Kit Daniels, Adon Salazar, and this is normal to have in a newsroom. So we have a newsroom here as well. And Kurt Nimmo. And I said, I said, here's a bunch of the important news and angles here that no one's reporting on. Who wants to go with A, B, and C? And Kit Daniels said, I want to go with scores of illegals from Ebola countries caught crossing border. Drudge refreshes in front of me as we go live, and he changed the headline linking from Breitbart that said, leaked, CBC report shows entire world exploiting open U.S. border. What did I see in this article? What did Kit Daniels see in the Border Patrol report that I have in full right here? The secret report that came out last week that Drudge got, that Breitbart got. I see the Ebola countries. Drudge sees the Ebola countries and gives the Breitbart headline what it should be. And will now make their article go mega viral, which it should. We need to expose the fact that the border's wide open while the police state's being used against us. But see, that's why I like the Drudge report. Because Drudge is probably twice as good as I am at understanding what's important. And I, after Drudge, I have to say, probably know more than most people. I mean, I can look at an article, see what's really important in it to me and my family, and then that's what I go with. My bias is justice. My bias is telling the truth. My bias is the borders are wide open, and they've got people from Ebola countries able to get in. And so many times I see an article, and buried in it is the big enchilada. Buried in it is the $64 million answer. Buried in it is the bombshell info. Now, I told Watson yesterday, big bombshell info, that he raised on air, and I said, dude, that's the headline. And the story isn't up on Infowars.com yet, but it will be. So by the end of the show today, we're going to have some big breaking news. I would announce a lot of this now. It's not that I even want the scoop. It's that if I give this info out now, disinfo operatives, even from the White House on record, will come out with spin ahead of what we're about to put out, trying to stop us, trying to save this country and secure our borders and secure our republic. So we're going to launch major truth bombshells. We were going to launch that one. I said, look, give the Breitbart article credit, give the credit to the report, and then just rewrite it with our headline that we've got dozens and dozens and dozens of illegals crossing at the southern border from Ebola countries. Boom. 5 minutes later, it pops up. Well, what's the saying? Great minds think alike? I'm not saying I have some great mind, but boy, I tell you, compared to the average person, I guess I do. That's quite a scary thing to come to grips with when you realize when it comes to street savvy and news savvy and basic understanding that you know more than almost anybody. And, you know, in your field, it's a creepy feeling, and you want to teach others, and you want to see others excel past you and become greater than you are. It's like that line in Full Metal Jacket, which is based on real training in the 1960s in the Marine Corps, where it said, you know, in the final days of boot camp, our instructors were very happy to see that we were, you know, our youthful energy basically raging past them and even surpassing them. Because, of course, they're 35, 40 years old. They're not as young and vicious anymore. And so now the instructors are in awe of what they've created. We'll be right back. That's what I'm looking for. That's true leadership, is creating another generation to promote liberty.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level. I've always believed in nutrition and herbs. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency.
I just received my Male Vitality about 3 days ago, and I must say, that is good stuff.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality and getting the day started.
It's not just the Super Male Vitality. All the products at InfoWarsLife.com are simply amazing. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield True Nascent Iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off super detox special at InfoWarsLife.com.
You've got it. This transmission is coming to you.
Waging war on corruption.
All right, you are go.
It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is unprecedented for any major Western government to openly take someone with something as deadly as Ebola into their country. Germany has now done it with Ebola patients. So is the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a psyop to create terror and to fearmonger and to bring in a greater medical tyranny, bottom line. But the issue is even old bioweapons labs that were off the U.S. coast, like Plum Island, infected the United States with weaponized tick-borne syphilis that the public knows as Lyme's disease. It's in the syphilis family on record. And that's where it came from, that zoological bioweapons lab. So the point is, this stuff can and will get out. But now, they're just bringing it directly to a hospital, and I looked the hospital up. It's got level 2 containment, where they have a special wing. Level 4 is what bioweapon hazards like Ebola are supposed to be in, underground, with minefields around it, machine gun nest. If it gets out inside the facility, they hit a button and the place burns down. Huge canisters of natural gas are released like torches, and everything is burned to the ground. Okay? It's supposed to be underground. Now, this is about a government and a political system that doesn't care about the people as well. that are flirting with disaster. You've all seen the headlines about a FedEx truck crashing and it had weaponized flu on it that kills over 90% of people that come in contact with it 7 years ago. You see headlines where universities in the U.S. and Europe release the ingredients list on how to produce airborne mousepox for humans that kills 97 to 98% of people, even worse than Ebola that kills about 91%. So again, why are the elites suddenly just putting the designs for stuff like this out on the internet? They want plausible deniability down the road when the eugenicists, the globalists, carry out a 12 monkeys type scenario. And they're on record talking about that. Dr. Eric Pianka right here in UT in Austin talks about how they need airborne Ebola to kill 90% of the world's population to save the earth. So that's clearly what's happening. But regardless of why they're doing it, this is endangering the public. This is in precedent setting, and they never acted like this or did this before. So you've got to ask yourself, why is that happening? Let's look at these headlines. Ebola patient walks into Atlanta hospital, CNN. American physician with Ebola virus arrives in Atlanta for treatment. What's it really all about? Well, this story we put out last week went viral. You'd think mainstream media would want to point it out. Obama signed an executive order to disappear American citizens if you even have a cough, and to basically lock you up in a prison. So they're using this to set the precedent for medical tyranny. That's one of the reasons. Here's another one. Possible evacuation of Americans infected with Ebola triggers fears in U.S. Okay? And that's breaking down our report. They mention Infowars.com in this report posted on the Fox site. If Ebola hits U.S., even healthy Americans will be quarantined. Well persons who do not show symptoms would be forcibly detained. Again, ladies and gentlemen, our southern border is wide open right now, but we're being told that that's okay, and they're releasing sick people. But the American people themselves can be secretly locked up and disappeared. This is all about a power grab, all about a psyop with the Ebola to set up the medical tyranny state. We'll report on all this tomorrow on the Sunday transmission, 4 to 6 p.m. Central, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Follow us on Twitter at RealAlexJones. And finally, this is all about the insanity of a system that's getting more and more reckless. 90+% of the reactors are now leaking. No one even cares about that. It's an elite that's so decadent they could care less. So it's more than just fear-mongering. It's also part of their nihilistic disconnection with reality, thinking they're invincible. Pride goeth before a fall. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com. All right, I shot that Saturday afternoon. Then, of course, we had the syndicated Sunday broadcast yesterday where we broke down the latest developments. But I thought it was important to play that 4.5-minute breakdown before we got into the latest information. I wanted to give you some of the background on exactly what we are facing and dealing with. Now, the report is up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It's up on DrudgeReport.com as the top big super link. It's Breitbart that obtained it. It has been confirmed to be from the highest levels of the U.S. Border Patrol, Customs and Border Enforcement, Office of Intelligence and Investigative Liaison, Trafficking and Smuggling Branch, finds a giant increase in illegals of all types, 17%, just as our former head of the Border Patrol union, now head of the retiree union, just as he said on the show Friday, showing he's got access to the current intelligence, 17% are the minors under 18. The rest are adults, and the minors are the flood to tie down the response. But Breitbart went with the angle of leaked CPB report shows entire world exploiting open U.S. border. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's important, but the big issue is the communicable diseases like drug-resistant TB, drug-resistant staph, drug-resistant strep, Ebola, and things like that are already ravaging U.S. hospitals and ravaging world hospitals. And again, it's already killed millions over the years in Latin America. And so they have basically survived it, the people that are going to survive it. Now we're being introduced to things that many of us are not going to survive.